she's back in studio. Leigh Stocker from Summercrest. Good morning, Leigh.
Good morning.
What's happening?
Oh, nothing. Just beautiful sunny day here in the Sunshine Town.
Is it warm enough for you yet or not?
No, I'm still wearing my winter jacket. Okay. But by this afternoon, I won't have to. It's just that weird time of year. You leave in the morning and it's frigid. Mm-hmm. In the afternoon, it's lovely.
It's one of those days you're like, what jacket do I grab?
Yeah.
Am I cold on the drive into work and then fine later, or do I wear the warm jacket and then I'm taking it off later in the day?
I wore the warm jacket because I don't like to be cold. So, anyways, and also the warm jacket, here's the problem. So these pants are blue.
Okay.
They're dark blue.
Okay.
Which, for me, I have a really hard time wearing black with dark blue.
My gosh, I know. Get out of town.
I know, right?
Oh, it's the worst.
And I don't like to wear brown with dark blue.
Never.
So all of my other
For shame. Yes.
It's a thing.
Okay.
Just ask my husband. He'll be like, "You're not wearing that together, are you?"
Oh, does he?
When I wear brown with blue.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hope I don't offend anybody out there who wears brown with blue or blue with black.
Have you seen how I dress? I don't care.
Are you wearing shorts yet?
Mm-mm.
Not yet. It's not warm enough yet.
No, I can't yet. It's too cold. It's 38 right now.
It is. So anyway, this jacket is gray, so I can tolerate gray with
gray?
blue. Yeah.
It looks black.
Well, it's because you're a man and you're probably colorblind. Most of you are.
Wait, that's gray?
That is
for
gray.
real?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
It just
gray.
looks like faded black.
No, it's like charcoal.
Oh.
So I can wear charcoal with
What
blue.
do you have for pants? I can't even see.
Oh, they're blue.
Okay.
Pants with blue shoes.
So charcoal and blue
That's
pants are
fine.
okay. All right.
So
I didn't know that.
yeah, so now you know.
Okay.
So that's why I'm wearing the winter jacket in conjunction with the fact that it's 38 degrees outside.
Okay. So it matches.
It's doable.
It's doable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people aren't going to look at me and be like, "Oh my God, look at her."
Oh, brown and blue. Yuck.
I guess it depends on what shade of brown and what shade of blue,
You're ridiculous.
So I am ridiculous. So anywho, that's the answer for the black jacket or the charcoal jacket or
All
the
right.
warm jacket.
And you put a lot more thought into it than I do. I'm
Well,
like, is it cold? Yep. Okay, I'm taking my jacket.
Well, that's probably because you don't care.
No.
And you sit in the studio all day.
I do.
I have to be presentable
Right.
in front of people.
Right.
So,
Yeah, not me at all.
no, not at all.
No.
I mean, you go from here to home, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good life.
Exactly. Yeah, I only work 4 hours a day. I mean, just ask most people if that's what they think I do.
Are you doing radio?
Yes, exactly. Playing radio.
Playing radio. That's right. That
was a fun conversation years ago. So how you been? Things good? What do you got?
Yeah, things are good. Well, so I was thinking about, I don't know, I just happened to think about bucket list stuff. And
Okay.
so I printed off some funny things because I was like, I don't even know what's on my bucket list.
Do you have a bucket list?
Well, no, I don't. And I think I should get one.
Okay.
Because you never know how much time we have in this life, right?
True.
So, I've done a lot of things, I think. I've traveled a lot. I've gone skydiving. I've gone bungee jumping. I've swam with sharks.
You swim with sharks?
I did. They were not like Jaws, but they're just like those docile, sharks that don't bite you.
Okay.
So I've done like stuff. So I'm really trying to think what's on my bucket list. I know more travel would, be good.
Okay.
And doing these things like while I can, while I'm young, air quotes,
Ish.
young-ish. Yeah. So what's on your bucket list?
Me?
Yeah. Oh, there's nobody else in the room.
I didn't know if you're just randomly talking to a listener. I don't know. I guess like if travels, I really want to go to Ireland.
Do you guys have a trip planned for that? Did we talk about this?
We want to. So
Okay.
the original plan was every 5 years, Christine and I will go do like a big trip somewhere. We decided that on our honeymoon. And then COVID hit and apparently trips cost money. So
Yes.
I don't know if the 5-year plan's going to be enacted or maybe it's a 7-year plan or whatever.
How long has it been since you went to Puerto Rico? Or
Since
how long have you
2018.
been married?
Yeah, since
The
2018.
same question.
So 19,
Okay.
20,
So you have
So,
a year to plan this.
got a year. It's not going to happen. We're not going to Ireland next year. I don't know how we can do it, but
Well, maybe you'll come into some money. That'd always be good.
fantastic. I know.
So
Trip wise, like that. I like to go to Alaska. I like to go to Hawaii. Both Alaska and Hawaii are like long flights, which I don't think I'd want to do.
Right.
I don't know. Well, so that's where I'm kind of weighing it too. Like going to Australia would be cool, but I don't want to be on a plane for 20 hours.
Oh, I know. That sounds awful. I always wanted to go to the Maldives. I think that is my like place. And I don't know why. Maybe I just saw an advertisement with like those little huts on the stilts in the water, you know, with the glass floor. And I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. I'm sure you could get that more places like the Maldives. But, you know, so I've also been thinking lately, like, you know, the last... however many years of my life, I feel like I put myself in this little box and, you know, and I haven't branched out to do fun stuff. Like, you know, I think ever since, I think it started when my dad got sick and I was just going home to New York all the time. And that was my life. And then, you know, and then he passed and I had to take care of the 3 dogs, which was a challenge because that's a whole different story. So really going anywhere wasn't an option because I couldn't kennel the dogs, blah, blah, blah. Right. And then, you know, just some personal stuff going on that put me in this little box again. And now I feel, and I don't know, now I'm feeling like I need to come out of that. I'm like getting a little lively again.
So you're bucket listing it.
Yeah, so I just have to think of something to do. Apparently, I'm not very creative. So I came up with I went online and I looked at like bucket list stuff, and there's some weird stuff on here like zorbing. What's zorbing?
I have no idea what zorbing is.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, but some of these are stupid, like snowboarding. Oh, that's bucket list thing?
Yeah, I mean, it might be for somebody down south.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah, not for me. That's also known as Steve falls and gets concussion.
Did you ever do that?
No, because I'd fall and get a concussion.
I will tell you, I went. I grew up skiing, but my girlfriend Pauline and I decided to go snowboarding once, and we thought we were like, no, this was going to be no problem because we were both athletic, and so we rented snowboards. We went up to the top of Beaver Creek Mountain, not just halfway up, but all the way up. Like you can get off the lifts halfway up. So we went all the way up. We're like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. I'm not even joking when I say it took me 5 hours to get down the mountain. and she and I were so frustrated we got into a fight like right in the middle of it, and we both totally went our separate ways on the mountain. Really? And I actually didn't even get to the bottom. I finally just gave up and sat down, and ski patrol guy came by in a snowmobile. He's like, do you need a ride? I said, yes, I do.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes.
So that's not on your bucket list.
That is not on my bucket list. Scuba diving, though, that'd be fun. I think would be on my bucket list. So, yeah, and I did go hang gliding. Really? Yeah, we did that in Mexico years ago. It was not fun because I was like soaring above the coral reef, and all I kept thinking is if this thing goes down, that's going to be very painful.
That'll hurt.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I just got to start thinking about
what else is on that list.
Feed a crocodile.
No.
Right?
No. Why?
Herd cattle. Hike every trail and a state park.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to go to all the state parks.
I would like to do the 4,000?
Oh, the 4,000 footers in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Is that hard?
I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't seem like, I mean, I shouldn't say that.
I don't know. I like hiking, but I'm not a hiker. You know, there's some people that are hikers. Yeah. That's not me.
Oh, the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, that's a commitment.
Yeah, that is a commitment. Isn't PJ doing that right now?
PJ is piecemealing it.
Okay.
Some people do it in one swath and takes like 5 months or whatever. Walk from Georgia to Maine.
Yeah, and I don't think so. I need to shower every day, and I don't think that is conducive to showering every day.
I don't have time for that. What else you got? Okay,
exploring a cave.
All right, that'd be fun.
That'd be cool. Well, and now in New York State, I think it was, they have these stalactites and stalagmites. I can't, Howe Caverns, I think it's called.
I've been there.
Yeah, so we have technically explored a cave.
True. Yeah, you go down on the elevator and you take the little boat inside.
Yeah, so and rafting would be cool. Whitewater rafting. Yeah, I've never done that. Always wanted to do that.
I'd like to do that. I just worry about dying.
That's the idea about a bucket list. These are supposed to be things you do before you die.
Right, but I don't want to get like thrown out and then drowned.
Yeah, I don't want to either. So, I don't know. There's a bunch of random stuff on here. But, it's just, obviously we know I had a little stroke a few months ago. And I think that's really kind of changed like where I'm at in my head.
Sure.
So there's a whole lot of things changing for me right now. So I'm going to come up with a bucket list. Oh, there's one: chasing a tornado.
No. Also, you can die. And it's devastation.
Climbing a volcano.
That'd be fun. Not an active one.
Right.
So, like, you guys up at Summercrest, you had the Libermans that lived there for a while. I mean, obviously we've lost. But they did, what was this?
They went
the hang gliding?
Yep, they went hang gliding.
And he was, 99 or something?
No, he wasn't quite 99. I think she was pretty close up there at that point, but Jack was a few years younger than June, which is actually kind of a funny story because when they started dating, he was underage, so to say. Well, underage in order to get married, so he had to get permission. I know, right? He had to get permission from his parents to get married. How funny is that?
That is funny.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they went over to Mountainside, or is it Mountain View or Mountainside over in Charlestown?
Yeah.
And went hang gliding, yeah. So they did have, like, you can, if you're not an expert, you actually go with a guide. So there's two people in the hang glide, the person who's experimenting and then the expert. But it was really cool. We still have, videos of that, and that gained a lot of attention from people.
I think it made the newspaper, didn't it?
It did make the newspaper, and also made Channel 9 News.
Nice.
So that's got me thinking. Like, I'm wondering, with my residents. I mean, I stay as involved as I can, but I also have a job to do.
Right.
So so I don't get to sit down for lengthy periods of time with my residents. But it would be fun to kind of interview them and see what things on their bucket list they have done, or what things they still want to do.
Right.
So, I mean, we have a lot of residents who still do a ton of stuff. They go on vacations with their families. They work, they do stuff. So it's like, you still have energy and time to do things.
I think this is kind of gets to that whole no regrets in life thing.
Right.
That you don't want to be, at a certain age and be like, oh, I really wish that I did this.
Yeah. I always thought about that with my dad. Like, so he retired at 50, which was pretty amazing because I'm not going to be able to retire at 50. It's not going to happen. But, so he had 24 years of life that he was retired, that he could do stuff. And he was a pretty simple guy as far as what his needs were. And so, he would go out to Colorado and go hunting and things like that. But he mostly, kind of puttered around towards home. But I remember when he was getting weak and he, I was doing wood and he couldn't do it anymore. And he was watching me and I could see him visibly kind of getting angry. And he's like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad because I can't do it anymore. Right. So, that's the thing I think we all want to avoid, being about having to look at stuff being like, I can't do that anymore. Should I have done more when I could? So I don't know. But, some people get very comfortable and content where they are.
Sure.
And that's totally fine too. So
sometimes I feel like life, I'm just treading water, just trying to get to tomorrow.
Right?
Like I just gotta get through today. Get through today and then tomorrow's here.
And that's what I think that's what happened. Like I talked about putting myself in this box, there's all these things that happened over the last 5 years that really kind of sheltered me. And so then I got into this really safe comfort zone, and I was for a while comfortable going to work, going home, going to work, going home. And now I'm kind of come out of that. And I think maybe part of that has to do with, I don't know if you remember, but after I had my stroke, I literally lost all stress. It's starting to come back, but
congratulations.
Yes, I couldn't evade it forever, but I literally had no anxiety and stress like I typically do on a daily basis. So I need to kind of foster that, and try to do as much as I can to get back there. So it's a whole change in mindset, which, is not easy to do when we're just trying to get through one day.
Especially when you're living in Leland.
Leland. Right? Leland, planet of one.
It's the best. It's a 903 WCNLAM Newport, 38 degrees. Leigh, anything else to get on?
No, not really. Well, real quick, we have a new manager starting in our memory care community. Her first day is today, and her name is Melissa, so we just want to welcome her on board. Other than that, that's it. I'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Perfect.
All right.
It's Leigh Stocker from Summercrest. 863-8181. lstocker@summercrest.net is the email address.